Hello, everyone. Good afternoon or good morning. This is Marin Hirsch, the sales manager at NetElixir, and we are going to be covering today 3 tools to audit your paid search campaigns. So just to give you a brief background about NetElixir, we were incorporated in 2005 and we are headquartered in Princeton, New Jersey. We are a digital marketing technology and service provider specializing in search marketing and web analytics. And we've been conducting research since 2008 and have been featured in the New York Times as well as Time and Forbes. We invite you to join our LinkedIn group, NetElixir University. Our goal is to train 10,000 businesses around the world on search marketing insights. And also, feel free to check out our online marketing tools for retailers. They're free tools at elixirmarketplace.com. We have about 13,000 users in 27 countries. And a brief background about Udayan Bose here at NetElixir. He's the founder and CEO. He founded PartyBingo.com, and he's been a guest lecturer at many different universities, and actually just a couple days ago was speaking to the MBA students at Cornell University. So the question is today, why conduct regular paid search audits? Udayan, can you answer that question for us?
Sure. Thank you, Marin. Again, in the spirit of basically sharing knowledge and data, let me start with some fanatical facts, almost like a basis of our presentation. Now, the information that we have really used in this presentation has been a result of the NetElixir's analytics team that has done over 300 paid search audits since Feb 2009. The average number of keywords per account, per search engine account that we really analyzed was about 13,000, and these accounts were on an average spending about $56,000 a month. Also, we will be sort of sharing some bits and pieces from an ongoing research conducted by our retail intelligence lab that we had set in August 2008. So moving on, let me start by sharing some so-called fanatical facts. One of the research outcome that we have really come up with, and this is, as I sort of mentioned, is applicable for 300 plus paid search advertising campaigns, advertisers. Just 2% of all the PPC keywords in an account for 100% of the conversions. So basically, 2% of all the paid search keywords generate 100% of the conversions. So that itself was a big surprise, because that means that 98% of the keywords do not really generate a single dollar in revenue. The second fact is even more alarming. We have seen, as a part of our analysis or the audit process, that 25% of PPC spend or paid search spend yields $0 in revenue. So again, let me repeat this. 1/4 of PPC spend of an average PPC advertiser generates nothing, zilch, in revenue. The third fact we wanted to share is probably not as alarming in terms of the monetary value, but that itself is something which struck us as something which is different and unique. We found out that 77% of search marketers do not even audit their ad copy performance every month. So only 23% of search marketers take the time or have resources to audit their ad copy performance on a monthly basis. 77%, a huge 77%, do not even audit their campaign or the ad copy campaign performance every month. So again, wanted to share these 3 facts with you, just because, I mean, probably almost like validate a reason as to why exactly do we really need these paid search audits, and how frequently do we really need these paid search audits. Moving on, the 3 paid search audit tools, and there are downloadable templates for all of these, and I would request, I mean, if you are interested or whoever is interested in sort of using some of these templates to conduct an audit in-house, feel free to email my colleague Marin, and she'll be sort of happy to share with you the templates basically that we'll be sort of sharing over the next few slides. The first analysis or the audit tool that I will be sort of sharing with you is called the two-step keyword portfolio efficiency audit. Now, this is to be conducted once every month at least, and it needs to be conducted basically on 3-month keyword level data. So it's almost like a rolling audit which needs to be conducted every month with 3 months of rolling data. So the first stage or the first step out of this two-step audit is segregate or classify the keywords into performance sets. Now we'll sort of demo to you a tool, a very simplistic, a free tool which will really help you to do this. This tool classifies or groups the keywords into the following sets. The first one is all the keywords which converted into a sale or an order within the last 90 days or 3 months of that audit report period. It also sort of provides the keywords which generated clicks but did not yield a single conversion on a last click basis. The third group is these keywords generated only impressions but did not really generate any clicks. And the final level is the keywords which did not really even get any impressions in this 90-day sort of data period. The second part of this audit is to understand as to what of these converting keywords are the high impact keywords for you, and which of the keywords, even though they are converting for you, may not really be as efficient. So we'll use a very unique model that we call the cost factor conversion factor analysis, a very simplistic, a very powerful model that will enable you within minutes to understand and almost like decipher what are your top performing keywords and what are the slow performing keywords as such. So let me move on to the first stage. The first stage, and this is the report I'm sure that all of you are very familiar with. We have taken this from a sample, it's a sample Google keyword performance report. The required fields in this report are the keyword state, which is it like enabled, paused, etc. What is the keyword name? What is the campaign name? What is the ad group? How many impressions did it really get in this 90-day period? The number of clicks, the cost, the conversions, and the revenue. So once we have this keyword list, we use the following stages. We'll use our tool or our website called lxrmarketplace.com. As Marin mentioned, we sort of launched LXR Marketplace a little more than a year back, and currently it is the tools are being used by more than 13,000 search marketers around the globe. I mean, we are sort of getting users from 27 countries, and we will basically sort of pick one of the tools that are there in the lxrmarketplace.com site and use it to analyze the keyword set. So this is the LXR Marketplace website. I'll quickly scroll down to the PPC performance tool, which is called the keyword analyzer. I'll click on this. Now, in the PPC performance tool, the keyword analyzer, the first stage, as you can see, is select the AdWords or Ad Center keyword code that you want to analyze. So we already have downloaded a sample file, which we would sort of use for our purpose. So we'll just sort of go down, use the keyword file, we'll open it, and once it is done, we'll select the key metric based on which you would really want to analyze the performance or divide the performance sets. We'll select, let us say, we can select conversions or revenue. Let me select conversion, this analysis, and then we click on get result. Once we click on get result, the tool automatically conducts 3 different unique analysis to come up with segregating the keywords into performance sets that I just sort of mentioned to you earlier. So you can see in this list the top converting keywords. There were 57 top keywords which yielded roughly about 800 or 799 conversions or orders, and you spent about $5,900 on this. There were 170 keywords which converted, which were not really the top converting keywords, which yielded about 200 plus conversions, and where about $4,000 was invested, we had a set of keywords which got clicks but no conversions. Now, there were about 1766, a pretty large chunk of keywords got clicks but did not convert in this 90-day period. And the amount invested on these keywords was close to about $10,000. So, and then we have keywords with clicks but no impressions and keywords with no impressions. So let me go back to the PowerPoint. So as you can see, the step 1, we uploaded the file. Step 2, we used the tool in lxrmarketplace.com website called the Keyword Performance Analyzer. And we just had to click on this button which is called Get Result, and the LXR Marketplace tool automatically groups and classifies the keywords into different performance sets. We also have recommendations for each of these sets as to what exactly you should be doing for the keywords which fall in each one of these sets. Like, for example, for the, let us say, keywords with clicks but no conversions, you may want to sort of probably pause some of these keywords, stop advertising on the keywords which have been in this set for more than 3 months. You may want to try adding different keyword variations. You may want to even check the search queries and understand as to why exactly is this set of keywords not really converting for you, etc. So this was the first part of the audit. As you have seen, the entire process would not take you more than at most 60 seconds or a minute. The second part of this 2-stage keyword performance efficiency analysis process is called it's probably a little more complex, so I'll try to be sort of very slow. And I mean, we have a separate segment at the end of the webinar reserved for questions. So feel free to ask any questions if something is not very clear, because it's a very powerful tool, an exceptionally powerful tool which can be used by each and every paid search advertiser. So the purpose of this tool is we are trying to evaluate keyword level budget allocation efficiency. So what it basically means is a very simple question. You have a bunch of keywords which have converted. So these are only for converting keywords. Are you allocating the appropriate dollar amount in terms of the search engine spend or media spend on the right keywords? Or the performing keywords, are they getting a higher chunk of the spend? And the low performing keywords in terms of conversions, are you moving spend away from these keywords? So what we need to do is we have, as you can see, the keyword list. We have to calculate something called a conversion factor. Now, what is a conversion factor? Conversion factor, think of it almost as a unique value which each keyword has, almost which sort of signifies its importance in terms of generating conversions. So, for example, this keyword, let us say Vans, exact match, has a conversion factor of 46.2%. So what it means is, if there were 100 conversions which happened for this particular campaign, which came from converting keywords, the keyword Vans exact match accounted for 46.2% of all the conversions. Similarly, the cost factor is the cost contribution of this particular keyword to the total cost of the campaign. So 14.7% for Vans exact match keyword means that out of every $100 spent on this particular set of keywords, the keyword Vans in exact match consumed $14.7. So this, as we have mentioned out here, is called the cost factor, which is cost or investment on a particular keyword divided by the total amount of investment, again within this 90-day time frame is what we are talking about. The third column is called the conversion factor by cost factor. So you are assessing the relative importance. Now, it probably is fairly intuitive that any keyword which has a high conversion factor but low cost factor is a great keyword, because I mean, you sort of really want a keyword to have high conversion factor and a low cost factor, like the Vans exact matches. So we came up with this very simple formula, which is conversion factor divided by the cost factor. Now, where do you get this information from? So conversion factor is the first or the second column, or the first column marked in yellow, and cost factor is the second column marked in yellow. You have to divide the conversion factor column by the cost factor column to come up with a unique sort of a number, or almost like a factor as such. So let us say in this case for Vans exact match, it is 3.14. As you can see, for Vans capitalized with an apostrophe, it is 6.33. So effectively, this is a great keyword to have. I mean, when you have Vans, exact match, capitalize V, and so on, because you are getting much more in return compared to how much you are investing on this particular keyword. So let me share with you a very simple table, a very basic simple table, which can be used by typically sort of any marketer. And this is the conversion factor by cost factor table. So basically, we have just categorized the third column or the fourth column basically in this table and try to come up with metrics. So if you have a conversion factor by cost factor of 1.5 plus, all that you need to do, you have some amount of budget at your disposal, you have probably a bit of a bandwidth to go ahead and expand your keywords and expand your keywords. How do you expand your keywords? You do that by understanding what are the search queries which have really generated those conversions and go about expanding the keyword list. You have a second set out here, which is the factor is between 0.8 and 1.5. You need to optimize these keywords so that they can really get into that expansion, the green level. So effectively, there may be a bit of an inefficiency out here in many cases. In other cases, probably some of these keywords may have too less of conversion to really make it too much of an impact as such. So, but in either way, the overall strategy which has been advised or recommended by us for this particular slab is optimize. And if you have a conversion factor by cost factor less than 0.8, you have to go about establish a cutoff. Now, this cutoff is basically how much are you really willing to pay on these keywords, let us say on a monthly basis or an aggregate basis. Let me give you an example to sort of make this a little more clear. So let us say your average order value is maybe about $100, right? So again, I mean, it depends on marketer to marketer and what exactly your goals are. We have seen that on an average, you should probably have a cutoff per keyword of 2 times the overall average order value of your site. So if your average order value is $100, the cutoff till the point that you can really invest on a particular keyword per acquisition or per conversion basis is $200. So these were the 2 steps or the 2-step keyword efficiency audit. How do you really benefit from these audit reports? So the big benefit of this is, 1, you are able to weed out the wasteful spend. As we saw in the first, that LXR Marketplace Keyword Analyzer tool, you had about $9,400 out of $19,000, which really did not generate a single dollar in revenue. And as I sort of pointed out when I started the presentation, 25%. I mean, you would be very surprised. This includes very sophisticated marketers in US, and basically 25% of their spend does not generate any single dollar in revenue. So this will really help you to understand as to where you are investing money and how can you really weed out the wasteful spend. The second part is you can really allocate the keyword level spend based on performance data. So you're not really depending on your gut feel that I think that these keywords are converting keywords, so let me just go ahead and invest on this. No, you are basically using and allocating the keyword level spend based on pure performance. And the third part, which we found it to be sort of the most interesting, primarily because these tools really helped us to generate keyword level incremental opportunities in terms of additional revenue generation. So that was the first audit, which we call the 2-step keyword efficiency audit. Let us move on to the next part, which has to do with the ad copy. We call this audit tool the ad copy impact grid. Now again, very similar to what we did in the keyword performance analysis, we basically have to start with a 3-month ad copy level performance data set. The recommended audit frequency, again, like very similar to the keyword audit, is basically once every month. The first step of this process is download the ad copy performance report. Again, we have sort of provided you the fields. You have the ad copy, the description line 2, display URL, impression, CTR, conversion rate, etc. Now, this is typically a sample report, and all of you who I am pretty sure would be very familiar with this report. This is a standard ad copy performance report. So download this ad copy performance report and take these steps that we have recommended. So identify, first of all, the ad copy set that you want to analyze. Do you want to analyze all the ad copies in a particular campaign? Do you want to analyze all the ad copies probably in a particular ad group or in an account, etc.? Then you have to really remove the ad copies which had less than a certain number of impressions, because it wouldn't be fair to compare 2 ad copies. let us say one of which has probably 1 million impressions, the other has probably 1,000 impressions. So we'll just for simplicity purpose remove the ad copy from the consideration set, which has 1,000 impressions. The third piece is you have to really sort the data first by click-through rate and then by conversion rate. And then create your very own ad copy impact measurement grid, which is almost like a 2x2, almost like a grid, whereby you have conversion rate as the y-axis and you have the x-axis as the CTR. And then you have to just sort of plot the ad copies based on the performance of click-through rate as well as conversion rate on this 2x2 grid. So this is how your ad copy impact matrix sort of looks like, let us say for these 10 ad copies. So you have, in this case, first of all, found out the average conversion rate is 1.4%, while the average click-through rate is 5.5%. This is for one of our clients, Lenovo. We have just taken some very basic data set for Lenovo's ad copies. We come up with a grid, a 2x2 grid, whereby you can see these are the ad copies which have a high CTR and a high conversion rate. Now, all these ad copies which have been rated 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 are the high performing ad copies as such. And you should probably sort of take a second look probably at all these ad copies which are like 10, 7, and 8 especially, because they neither have the conversion rate nor the CTR. So as an outcome or an output of this analysis, a very simple 2x2 matrix, helps you in identifying top converting ad copies based on high CTR and high conversion rate. Second, it helps you eliminate or replace or substitute low performing ad copies, which have basically a low CTR and low conversion rate. And finally, you can actually sort of plan to conduct very systematic tests, almost like planned tests can be conducted on high CTR and low conversion rate ad copies and low CTR and high conversion rate ad copies as such. Let me move on to the last audit tool, and I probably am sort of have to run through it a little fast, just sort of being sensitive to the overall time allotted. So this is called the quality score analysis. I'm pretty sure that all of you who are doing search marketing are aware of what quality score is. The quality score has become very important over the last about 3 odd years, primarily because it's almost like a black box which Google considers while sort of listing the ad copies in the different positions. I'm sorry, listing the different keywords in different positions. So what we'll use is we'll use a very simplistic template. It's almost like a standard macro file which can be used, and all that you need to do is basically use this macro file on a monthly basis. And we have all the formulas created. You'll be able to see the average sort of quality score that you have. You'll be able to also see the basically insights into how many keywords really had a quality score of 7, how many keywords have a quality score of 10, etc. You'll very importantly be able to see how much is your spend for keywords at a particular quality score. Very important, because if you are, in this case, as you can see, a substantial chunk of spend is invested on keywords with a quality score of 10, which is great. But you would not really want to spend too much on keywords which have a quality score of 4 or 5, etc. So that is something which, how we sort of really use it. Again, the next slide just sort of captures this in terms of as to whatever I just sort of just mentioned. So use that macro. You can, as I mentioned again, email my colleague Marin, and she'll be sort of happy to share with you the macro template. All that you need to do is just go in, dump your keyword list, maybe for the last 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, and it will automatically calculate and come up with the specific distribution as such. So how does this help? The quality score analysis helps you to understand if your budget is being spent efficiently. As we have seen in the previous example which I shared with you, a substantial amount was being invested on keywords which are quality score of 4, 5, and 6, which is not a very efficient allocation of what your monthly budget is. So that's, I think, one of the big advantages of using this tool. The second part is you'll be able to track the CPC reduction, how much you are able to reduce the CPC during the quality score improvement. And the third part is you'll be able to obviously, and we recommend you to do so, measure the progress every month. So that's what I had. I have probably sort of overextended my time limit. Let me sort of pass it on to Marin.
Thank you, Dan. So the question is now, how powerful are these audits? So we did the research on all of our paid search clients since 2009, and we have been able to bring down their average spending using the tools we mentioned today by 19% over 3 months if they were managed previously by a Tier 1 agency. So just to give you a breakdown of the percentage of contribution here. So 20% was due to the keyword efficiency analysis, 9% due to the ad copy impact analysis, and 7% due to the quality score analysis. So this 36% here was the impact of just using these 3 audit tools that we covered today with Udayan. So just to give you an idea of the impact we've made. So if you, as we mentioned, if you'd like to request your complimentary copy of the paid search audit templates we've reviewed today, you can email me at marin@netelixir.com. And if you found today's session to be useful, help us share the knowledge and tweet about today's session, #NESEM audit. And also just wanted to make a special announcement about our webinar next month. We're going to have a guest speaker from Lenovo. His name is Liman Zhao. He is the Global SCM Manager there. And he's going to be sharing with us some insights on the North American SCM program at Lenovo. So we'd love you to join us. More details will follow soon. And we'd like to open it up to some questions. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. You can submit them to us now. And if for some reason we don't have an opportunity to cover them all, we can always follow up with you after today's webinar. Okay. First question. Okay, Udayan. How do you set cutoffs for low converting keywords?
That's a great question, Marin. I mean, and thanks for asking this question. The overall cutoff setting, as I mentioned, has to do a lot with the average order value, typically that you are sort of getting for your site. So we would typically think that there should be a cutoff about 2 times the AOV or average order value of the site as such. So if you have a keyword which has probably generating conversions but consuming a lot of cost, you should probably have a trigger of twice the AOV of your product as a cutoff as such.
Okay, all right, thank you, Dan. Here's another question. How large of a file can this tool accommodate?
See, I mean, we have tested it for a keyword list, which basically runs into probably about hundreds, thousands of keywords. Now, effectively, I mean, at this point in time, we have not really faced any sort of a restriction in terms of the overall file size. But I mean, if you sort of find any as you are testing the tool, sort of feel free to sort of reach out basically to us.
Okay, thank you, Dan. Okay, here's another question. What do you do with ad copies that have high click-through rate but low conversion rate?
Typically, the high click-through rate and low conversion rate, probably I think the most immediate pointer is there seems to be a mismatch in terms of the message being communicated by the ad copy and the landing page. So effectively, because of the mismatch, the client is, the customer is not really converting into a sale. The second part, which again is recommended as a part of the landing page due diligence, is just do a competitive analysis to understand if your promotion is probably not as strong as some of your competitors as such. So again, 2-step process. 1, do a landing page analysis specifically to understand if there is a message gap. Because in many cases, as we do the ad copy analysis, we find out that the landing page is completely different from what was presented in the ad copy. The second part is compare with competitors your promotion so that you are able to find out if there is a visible gap.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. And just mention, once again, I will be sharing the templates with anyone who would like to request it. You can email me, marin@netelixir.com, and it's listed there at the bottom of the slide. So we really do thank you so much for your time today. We're wrapping up now, but please feel free, once again, join our LinkedIn group, NetElixir University, and check out elixirmarketplace.com for free SEM and SEO tools. And if you need help with your SEM and SEO campaigns, you can reach out to me, marin@netelixir.com, and my number is 609-356-5112, extension 107. So Udayan and I and the NetElixir team, thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
you. Bye-bye.